Journaling is one of the most accessible and easy to practice tools in the PATH process. It's used at different places in the process, in the assessment phase, in the action phase, in the healing phase. It's something that everyone can do in some capacity. And you can practice doing it right now at any point. It's not for anyone else to read. It's not for you to even share with me any more than you would want to. It's for you to simply accelerate and amplify the benefits of your practice. Journaling is not meant to challenge you. Not necessarily. The journaling is meant to give you clarity. It's a self-reflective tool. It's a mirror being put in front of you, but not in front of your face, but in front of what's going on inside. It's a mirror, self-mirror. Oh, I can look at, this is what my thoughts look like. This is what my emotions are looking like. And the process of turning those thoughts and emotions into words further clarifies for you what's going on in real time. Journaling, it has a lot of dimensions. And for some people, it's a very easy practice. I know for you it was an easy practice. For me, it was harder than hell, just to tell you the truth. And I'm a student of life. I've been a student all my life, and I'm academic and all these other things. But journaling was hard for me. But it doesn't need to be. And there's various ways to journal. Journaling is the one way that seems more common is to write down, just to write down your observations. Okay, we use the journaling when we assess ourselves. Oh, what's my loudest noise today? I'm going to jot that down. What's getting me out of balance today? We use it in the assessment mode. I might write it down in a journal book or on a piece of paper. My niece is a professional journalist. I'm thinking of her. She's worked for a number of newspapers. She probably wouldn't resonate with being a scientist. She'd resonate with, well, I'm a journalist. I'm just journaling this news story, which happens to be me. Journaling is just observing, putting down your observations. It's not judging, it's not assessing anything. I mean, it's not doing any of those things. It's simply recording what your observations are. Observations of what's going on with the body, if that's what you're looking at, what's going on with the mind, what's going on with the emotions, your situation. How are you responding to whatever's going on, whatever you're trying to, you're trying to get some light on. Journaling its power comes not as a tool where you write a journal and you put it in your drawer and you come back to it 2 weeks later and you read where you were. That's rarely how we use the journaling in this practice. The act of journaling is where the potency is. The very act of getting it out of myself and putting it down on paper. It looks different. It's like telling my best friend, get it off my chest. I got something that's really heavy. I want to get it off my chest. And as soon as I get it out, it has this cathartic effect. It looks different. I'm different. I'm just shining light on it. It's just a way for me to get another level of clarity. It's not for me to go reflect on 6 weeks later necessarily. You can if you want, but that's not really. It's the act of regurgitating this stuff out, literally. Looking at it from a new perspective. It changes. This is one of the more powerful practices only because it's available to us so often, all the time, and we have different ways to journal. Writing, it has its own potency. In education, psychology, they realize that the act of observing, mentally processing something, and then communicating that through the hand and arm in the writing process has there's a very significant neurological connection there. But there's other ways to journal. Not everybody wants to write or is in a position to. I know folks that will record into their phone or a recording device. They'll audio journal. Sometimes, for some folks, and I just remember this lady who I had in meditation class about a week ago, all the doors of journaling blew open for her when I handed her paper and crayons. I said, I just want you to draw your experience. And it just opened up a whole nother level of her awareness. It kind of got out of the brain a little bit, the cerebral cortex, and got into that authentic self level, that emotional, that feeling level. It made all the difference in the world to her. There's a lot of ways to journal. There are few risks in journaling, But there's a couple things I might want to point out. I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist, but I have had experience working with folks who have a depressed condition. They're in that depression mode, whether they're diagnosed or not. And what I found is that journaling for them, and maybe some other people in other mental states or emotional states, this might be applicable too. But journaling can just be handing these folks a bigger shovel to dig a hole with. They're feeling down, they're feeling depressed, and now you want me to look at that and write it down. Oh my gosh, I'm getting worse, I'm getting worse, I'm getting worse. So the way I would use journaling there is to write it down, what's coming up, how do you feel, but more importantly, go right to, I have this feeling, what does it make me want to do? I'm feeling really down, and I just want to pull the covers over my head and stay in bed all day. Then don't focus on how you feel, but focus on what it makes you want to do. What action is it moving you towards? Then the balancing practice is to go after that action. If it makes you want to stay in bed with the covers over your head, maybe that's your sign that you should take a shower and get dressed and go have lunch with a friend. So we don't want to use it to dig ourselves deeper into the symptoms of our imbalance, but we can use it as a point to clarify, go one step further. Wow, it makes me really want to do this. I really want to, I'm just feeling so down. I want to have another 6-pack of beer. Oh, well, you had the clarity to write this down, and well, maybe you won't do that. We're also loosening the weave of that outer mind a little bit because we're trying to translate emotions and feelings that are coming from a deeper place, more from that authentic self place. We have different forms of journaling work for different people. If it doesn't work for you to write, try something else. Try drawing. Try recording, audio recording. Make a video. You can make a video. Use your phone. Use your use your cell phone. Take a video of yourself talking into the video. Maybe that will do it for you. Think out of the box. It's not the vehicle that's important. It's the result. How is it actually helping you look at this from a different perspective? Just shine light on it. The act of observation is taking action. If you take nothing away from this journaling, it's allowing you to observe yourself more effectively, and that is taking balancing action all in itself.